Hi everybody, we've heard a lot about the death of the third-party cookie, and a lot of people think that that means you won't be tracked anymore. Well, that's not true. I was just reading an article about intent-based marketing. There's an article by Sara Fischer that Both Sachs distributed. It's Dotdash Meredith's response to the alleged death of the third-party cookie. Now, to understand how this works, let's kind of back up and start with how things used to work. You visit a website, say 123.com, and 123.com participates in an ad network. Let's call it adsforeverybody.com. Now, if you've ever been on any site that participates in the adsforeverybody.com ad network, you would already have their cookie in your web browser. That's a third-party cookie because you're not on adsforeverybody.com, you're on 123.com. Now, every time you do something on any of these sites that participates in the adsforeverybody.com network, it sends some data about you, about your activity, into your profile. Now, after a while, adsforeverybody.com knows or guesses a lot about you, so it can target ads to your specific interests. Now, I said your profile, but it's supposed to be anonymized. Ads for Everybody pretends they don't know it's you. They just have an ID for you, an anonymous ID, wink, wink. Now, when web browsers block third-party cookies, they would block the adsforeverybody.com cookie because you're not on that site. The web browser can still read the 123.com cookie because you are on that site. You got it? So the third party means I'm on this site, but I'm reading a cookie for this other service over there. So 123.com can put a first-party cookie in your browser and track what you do on the 123.com site. Now let's say 123.com is one of the 40 sites owned by Dotdash Meredith. All 40 of those sites collect information with first-party cookies, and they can feed that information into a central database. That central database, with all the information from those 40 sites, can put people in audience segments and make predictions about their interests and likely behavior. Now, they say they don't do that. I'll get to that in a minute. So in that perspective, it could be very similar to the way the advertising platforms use third-party cookies. It's just that it only works with all the sites owned by the same company. In other words, it's collecting information from all these first-party cookies. Now, Dotdash Meredith claims they're not using cookies at all, if you look up the articles about them. But the trick is they're using the word cookies to mean third-party cookies. You have to watch out for that. A lot of people do that. They say cookies, they mean third-party cookies. They are using cookies. They're using first-party cookies. Now, let's say they didn't want to use cookies at all. Could they still do this? Well, yes, they could. They could use something called browser fingerprinting. Here's how that works. When you visit a website, your browser makes a request to the server, and that request includes a lot of data, like your IP address, the browser you're using, your operating system, screen resolution, active plugins, language, time zone, a bunch of other data. All those things together create a fingerprint that's close enough to being unique. It's not unique, but it's pretty doggone close. Now, if all 40 Dotdash Meredith sites tie behavior to that fingerprint, they're not doing that, by the way, I'm just saying if they did, and then they sent that fingerprint information to their central database, then it accomplishes the same thing, and they can follow your profile across all Dotdash Meredith sites. Now, I asked someone at Decipher, which is the ad system from Dotdash Meredith, about how all this works, and here's what she said. We target content, not people. The output of Decipher is recommended site taxonomies, which we use for contextual targeting, opposed to first-person or third-person based audience segments. I'm not sure I understand exactly what that means. That makes it sound more like a content recommendation engine to me, but I'm going to follow up and see if I can parse all this out. The bottom line, however, is the death of the third-party cookie does not mean the death of tracking. They will still find other ways to track you, either with first-party data, which is preferable, or with browser fingerprinting or something else that can be fed into a central database where they can share that information across multiple sites. So anyway, I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like and share it and maybe give me a review. And if you're curious about what I do, go to crablegroup.com and look me up. Thanks so much.